Hello? Oh, there is a lot of static with damn. It's not. There it is. I think. Is it okay? Hello? Hello, it's making too long. Give me a sec. Shut up. Give me a second, okay? I'm just trying to do things. Is there still like static when I talk? I'm not gambling. I'm not gambling. Give me a second, I just realized I didn't load it on the screen. Let's see. It has to be, yeah, okay, it has to be like that. Okay, got it. Let me just, make it a bit bigger. Actually, you know what? I might do what I did when we played Looking Up I Only See a Ceiling. 1 second. Not that. Yep, there we go. There we go, 1 second. One second, there we go. Let me move that up here. And I'll make myself a bit smaller. There we go. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? That's a bit better for everyone, I think. Do people prefer that, or do they prefer the, this, or do they prefer it with the border? Okay, I've only seen the ceiling activate my active drawer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should check if because they had a third one coming out, didn't they, with the guy? I should should see if that's still a thing. Let's see, how's everybody doing today? Let's see, isn't it free? Take it too long. Okay. Welcome in, Hofner. Welcome in, welcome. On my screen, you have the first message on both screens, so I'm gonna say hello to you, and congrats to the first message for that. Welcome in, Flappy. Welcome in, welcome in. I call something would. Can I eat? Nope, no, I can't. Okay, well. I've been on time before. Shut your mouth. Shush, Katie, shush. She used to be on time shush carding. Shush. Let's see. Flappy again. Hopnar and Bola again. Bola, it is in chat rules. Please do not spam. Diamond, welcome in! Congrats on being number 4. Thank you, thank you. Welcome in, Staljo. Hello, hello. Welcome in, Dlee. Hello. It's nice to see you. Matt Pam. Hi. It's just a bunch of me in a fishbowl. Wonderful. Mr. Fawn. Hello. Let's have go. How's everyone enjoying the new Mario game, by the way? I realized it came out. Miles, hello, hello! Edgelord, nice to see you. Hello, hello. Zero Overlord. The music is really cool, honestly. I like how like eerie it is. Sen Avalon, glad to see you. Sup? Ouroboros, hello. How dare you use the late Talia name? Gonna make me cry. Darkus, hello, nice to see you, even if you just got here. What is with her mic? Pain and suffering is my mic. That is what it is. I need to get a new headset and a new thingy. I don't even know if I can get a new adapter. I think the issue is with the PC itself, and I have no idea how to fix that, but whatever. Well, the issue for another time. Koi Bells, hello, hello, nice to see you. Let's see, is there anybody else I missed? I don't think there is. If I did, I apologize. Call me an idiot all you want. If you cram 5 oysters in a blender, how many oysters could you blend? Well, I assume that is determined by the capacity of the blender rather than the amount of oysters. I was referring to rule 4. Okay. Okay. What's extras? Oh, locked. Got gallery, music. We've got intro music. Oh, there's multiple pages. Sorry. I've seen this game, well, I haven't seen this game as much, but I've seen, what do you call it, by the people who made this game, Ebihime. They also made one about like a mushroom girl, which is another one I do want to try out at some point. So, and from what I saw of that, it looked really good. I loved just like Yuri horror thing, or like, not Yuri, I don't know, it's I love the combination of Yuri and horror, I guess, and their art is always mwah, the person who did the art for this. So how much did you clear already? How is it going with the Yuri archive? Oh, okay. Yang Sensing, even I can't freaking say names. Welcome in. Sleepy, it is really hot. Welcome in, Sleepy. Anyway, let's see, let me return. Let's see. I'm not really sure what to say other than Lucy playthrough, basically. But Yuri horror is always great, here it is. Flappy, I did say hi to you, Flappy, didn't I? Hi, Flappy, hello. Music is great, by the way. I know, it's amazing. Let's see, actually, let's just really quick, let's see who did the music. Yuzu Kimasu. If you like the songs here, go check out Yuzu Kimasu. I probably am massively saying that wrong, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So the writing and the programming of this game was done by Ebihime. The character art was done by Mosanasi. The background was Flickr photographs. Which is, there's credits there. The GUI, aka all this lovely stuff, is by Eldueta? I think that's what the GUI is. Maybe. Sounds like game user interface, I think it is. And anyway, like we said, Yuzu Kimasu did the music. Pond5 did the sound effects. I don't know if that's a person or a site, but there you go. A bunch of all this stuff. Yeah, the translation's done by all these people. That sounded really mean, I'm so sorry. The German translation was done by Sariana. French translation was done by Hugo Lorenzi and Shozutko. Spanish translation was done by Ryun. Brazilian and Portuguese translation was done by Fipulo. Chinese translation was done by Yuri Atelier, amazing name. Korean translation was done by Clarette. Russian translation was done by Mikhail Corny Pony Borov Kosolapin. I apologize for butchering. Honestly, I apologize for butchering everyone's names. Ukrainian translation, Vertsk. Ukrainian editing was done by Lak-I23. Proofreading was done by Moon, Marshmallow, and Zulf. And it was created for Yanja. Oh my god, it's the Yandere game. Play in Russian, I do not have the strength. It was made for... Oh my god, it's a Yandere thing. It's a Yandere game. How the frick did I not know that? Anyway, sorry. Yeah, that is the credits for everybody who's worked on this game. And with that, I think I'm just gonna jump right into it. By the way, I don't think there's any voice acting with this. So guess who gets to ruin her voice again? You are running through a forest. It is late at night, and the sky is as black as pitch, but its rays cannot reach you, not properly. The trees which surround you, jutting out of the earth like eerie monuments to a foreign god, are blotting out most of the light. You cannot see where you are going. Even if you had commenced your flight at a more sensible hour, however, with the light of the sun to aid you, it would be of little use. You do not know where you are going. You have no map, no route, no plan. You are running like a frightened animal, nervous. Oh, wait, stop. I think I have it on auto. You are running like a frightened animal, anxious and nervy, with no destination in mind. You have no desire as you run, save to escape. You cannot let yourself be caught.
If that were to happen, you are certain that you would be ruined. You have no choice, therefore, but to keep going. On and on and on, though your feet are screaming at you for mercy. You have no idea how long you have been running. Time has begun to blend together. It has lost all meaning. Something sharp snags at the hem of your skirt, but you do not have the luxury to pause and examine what has happened. Instead, you tug. Your skirt tears, the sound splitting through the forest, and you stumble forwards with a shocked gasp. You are free, but at what cost? Your skirt has been irrevocable.
It's always one word. It's always one word when you're trying to be cool about it.
Your skirt has been irrevocably damaged.
Oh, didn't mean to do that.
It might be too late to worry about such trivial matters now, though. If you do not start running again, and soon, she will catch you.
Oh shit. Sorry guys, one sec. One sec. Crap. Sorry, 1 second. I'm back. Let's go promote. Collect all age page. Oh my god, if only. Wait, Yuri refers to lesbianism, right? Or did I get it mixed up with something else? Yuri is, yeah, it refers to women with women liking women. It can, okay, Yuri specifically just means a couple that is comprised of two women. It doesn't technically refer to their sexualities, because Yuri, the word, is more of just like a genre. Yeah, Yuri is more of like a genre. It's like how yaoi has gay couples, but you'll sometimes see the leads in those shows still date women before meeting their guy partner. Same with how some girls or whoever in the show will date people of the opposite gender before they get with the main love interest, who is a woman. So it's whatever. Now I'm gonna start sipping for Asgard treatment. No, focus on this. Focus. Isn't Yuri from Doki Doki Literature Club? Away. Welcome in. Welcome in. Anyway, back to actually trying to be trying to make it creepy. Sorry.
Then your life will be over. You do not know she is still following you, but you do not want to risk looking over your shoulder. If you were to see her, silhouetted beneath a tree, looking at you with that sickly sweet smile which once ensnared you, you would lose what little nerve you possess. Your legs would lock up, and your blood would freeze in your veins. Then, you would crumple. You would fall, but you would not hit the ground. She would be there to catch you. Did she not promise, when you made that contract, that you would never be alone? You would like to take back that silly wish of yours, but it is too late for that. It is too late for a lot of things. All you can do is run. You run and run and run while icy fog swirls and... You run and run and run while icy fog swirls about your feet.
It was not a teal, I'm sleepy.
It is cold enough to sap the heat from your body, and you shudder from it. It feels as though you are drowning. It feels as though you are being buried alive. Your knees and your shins, meanwhile, are bleeding. You cannot endure much more of this. But if you value your own life, you must. Welcome in, Radio. You run and you run until, at long last, you reach a fork in the road. 4, if you count the path down which you came. You cannot exactly double back on yourself, though, not when you have put so much effort into running forwards. You can only press on. The 3 paths are signposted, which is something of a strange sight given you are so deep in the forest. Dark though it may be, you have grown accustomed to the shadows. You can just about pick out the writing on this old, dilapidated signpost, curved and slanted though it is. Your fate, if you will forgive me for sounding cliché, is in your hands.
I'm just gonna save really quickly because it sounds like this is where you start to choose who you want to go for.
Now, I wonder...
Oh, there you go. Yes, I think they're right to save.
which path will you take?
Why is everybody screaming in German? Where are we going? Stop screaming in German and pick a location. Okay, we got 1 vote for the okay, let's do this how we did it before with other things. Type 1 in chat if you want the shore, type 2 in chat if you want the village, or type 3 in chat if you want the castle. I know the shore fits.
Stop screaming 9!
Okay, 2, 3. 3, 3, 3, 3. Oh, a lot of 3. A lot of people wanting the castle. 1 for the goon. That's not a gooning village. Also, village is 2. 3 best path for the Ouroboros. Okay, apparently 3 is the best route according to Yang. So we shall go on the 3rd route. We'll go to the castle. We will do the other routes, by the way. This is just for, this bit.
So, you want to go to the castle? Good idea. All decent fairy tales tend to conclude in castles, once their beleaguered, put upon heroine.
Let me retry that.
All decent fairy tales tend to conclude in castles, once their beleaguered, put upon heroines are finally able to wed the handsome princes they once dreamed of. Why bother trying your luck with the shore, which may very well be deserted, or the village, which will be full of dirty, barefoot peasants? It is far better to skip the suffering and go straight to the grand finale.
Give that yandere the look, excuse me?
That is very astute of you. I did not realize you had it in you to be so mercenary. I can only wonder what you will uncover during your moonlight meanderings. The night is far from over, and your adventures are only just beginning.
Our protagonist is a noble? I don't think so. Again, I don't know too much about this game, but from the visuals of what I've seen, they just seem to be a regular girl. I think all the story there was trying to say it's like a Cinderella kind of situation. We're the poor, regular girl, and we're going to the castle to meet Prince Charming. By the way, the narration is voice perfect. People like that. Thank you, gang.
I only hope that you have brushed up on your curtsies. They might come in handy when one is interacting with a sovereign.
Princess Charming, you mean? Hey.
Royals can be temperamental, after all. If you fail to treat them with the prerequisite amount of respect, you might come to regret it. You follow the path which leads to the castle, supporting yourself on weary, aching legs which feel ready at a moment's notice. Supporting yourself on weary, aching legs which feel ready at a moment's notice to detach from your hips. You are little more than a wisp of a girl, but you have been running for so very long, and your feet are so very numb. You feel like a great lumbering thing, clumsy and ungainly. The soles of your feet are screaming at you. You need to lie down, and quickly. You only hope, as you continue to run, that you will find a spare room available for you in the castle. You do not know what exactly will await you at the castle, but you have visions, as you run, of a vast, opulent dwelling. This dwelling will surely be full of finely furnished rooms in which you might rest your weary head. There must also be a king and a queen inside this castle. You ponder, who will be kind and wise? And what of their children? What of a princess? Every good castle must possess a princess who will take pity on you and your plight. You can imagine the face of this generous princess with ease, thanks to the fairy tales you read in abundance as a small child. The princess will be fair of hair and blue of eye, with soft pink lips pursed like rosebuds. That is the gayest thing I've read all day. Her limbs will be slender, her hands dainty and unsullied from physical labor, and her sensibilities will be sweeter than marzipan. Older sister.
Read you a fairy tale? I could do that at one point, sure.
You do not know what older sisters are like, though, or younger sisters, for that matter. You are only guessing. You are not a complete fool, however, despite your tendency to daydream, and you do have a few reservations. Monarchs do not, as you know from voracious reading, have the best track record when it comes to caring for the peasantry. Was there not a very famous queen who once said, with a cavalier wave of her hand, that the hungry peasants in her kingdom should content themselves with cake, if bread was not an option? You think that this might be a misquote, but the point still stands. The royals are supposed to grant their subjects succor in their time of need. This does not always happen. In fact, it very rarely happens. Kings and queens and princesses and princes are just people at the end of the day, and they are subject to the same caprices that all humans are. They are subject to the same caprice and addiction that all humans are. They can also be careless and selfish and inconsiderate. There is no guarantee that this mythical princess of your imagine will help you. Why, there is no guarantee that this mythical princess exists at all. Still, you must try. It is this hope which keeps you going.
Can I cook? Yeah, I can cook. I'm cooking with this voice acting.
You continue to run to the castle. It takes some time before you finally emerge from the woods, but finally, you do it. How much time, you ask? I cannot answer that. Did I not say that time had begun to lose all its meaning? The forest is behind you now, at least. and all the awful nightmares which dwelt within it. It is still cold though, and foggy, and very, very dark. The sun has yet to rise. You can see the moon more clearly now though, as it hangs above your head, round as any pearl or orb or crystal ball. The moonlight shines down upon the castle, which looms in front of you like a cliffside.
Don't. Creativity is amazing. Oh god, that music kicked in.
The stone edifice of the building is imposing, and it drowns you in shadows darker than the depths of the deepest ocean. The castle is not all dark though, not like the night sky above it.
Let's focus on the gay people. It's pride. Let's focus on the Yuri.
When you crane your head, you can see that there are lights flickering within, in the narrow slitted windows. It would appear that somebody is home. The king and the queen, perhaps? What of their servants? What, perhaps more pressingly, of their guards?
Happy Pride Month.
You half expect, as you stand there, that armoured knights will accost you for daring to approach the You half expect, as you stand there, that armoured knights will accost you for daring to approach the castle of King and Queen so-and-so. Do you not know your place, foolish peasant girl with the dirty skirt? Begone with you. You are not, of course, ever made a series of poor financial decisions. You do not look like a young lady right now, though, with your dirty face and your dirty skirt, which is torn at the hem. If any guards were to take you for a vagrant, fingers hooked to the front of your filthy skirt, you do not hear any cries. Nobody sounds the alarm. Lights might be on inside the castle, but there is nobody outside of its perimeter standing sentry. There is nobody to impede your entry, and the elaborate iron gates which are set into the vast stone walls about the castle's exterior are open, just a crack. It would be a trivial matter to slip inside. There is nobody to stop you. Why are you trembling now, you silly thing? You have come so very far. It would be an act of foolishness to turn around now. Go on. Go. You inhale, perhaps, in an attempt to screw up your courage, which has, at long last, begun to fail you. And then, you step forwards. You slide between the wrought iron gates, as stealthy and as secretive as a thief. Then cross the path which leads up to the doorway which leads into the castle itself, hewn from stone, is closed. But, at a push of your palm, it swings inwards. The door creaks alarmingly as it opens, the sound loud enough to split the silence like a thunderclap.
Yang, I didn't know you were a Pokemon.
You inhale at this and glance around, your eyes darting hither and thither.
I'm just turning down the game BGM a bit, by the way, it's overpowering my voice a bit.
If there are any guards posted about the castle grounds, then they should have all been alerted by the sound. Will they come for you, at long last? Count Dude, welcome in! What will happen when they catch you? Should they catch you? Will they throw you in the dungeons? That does not sound like a pleasant way to spend the night. At least you would have a roof over your head, though. And you would not have to keep walking. Your feet really do ache. You stand there for an indeterminable amount of time, your heart pounding a panicked, irregular rhythm at the base of your throat.
If your heart is at the base of your throat, I think you need to see a doctor.
But no matter how much time elapses, no guards come. You are thankful for your good luck, though it does make you wonder, where is everybody? Why? It is almost as if all the people in the world have disappeared. Could you be the very last human left alive? You frown, then press your palm back against the door.
What's it saying? What?
You push less cautiously this time, heedless of the loud sound which splits the silence. There is no point in worrying about the guards, not when they might very well be non-existent.
I can't tell if this girl wants to get caught or not. Honestly, I think either way she's into it.
You are standing in a vast entrance made of stone which splits off into any number of passages. At the very end of the hall, meanwhile, there is a large, elaborate staircase, one which seems to extend to the heavens themselves.
We're waiting for the Yuri. Me too. Where's the princess, huh?
It is dark inside the hall, but there are numerous torches set in sconces in the stone wall, which are aflame. They offer some relief from the shadows.
When does this game get gay, bro? I know! Like, this is really good at building up the suspense, but like, I want to see the pretty girls!
You can hear the faint sound of the wind outdoors, as it moans against the castle's impervious walls. But you cannot hear any
footsteps. She's off having a smoke break, Jesus. Life of a princess is hard, you know. You gotta take what you can get.
You cannot hear any voices. You cannot, more importantly, hear any people. Maybe the castle is empty.
Chat is being mean, can I punch them? As long as they don't end up in the hospital, sure.
If that is the case, though, then who lit these torches? It is a curious conundrum. You muster up what remains of your courage, then cry out, addressing the empty hall in timorous voice which fails to properly fill up the space. "Hello," you say, your eyes wide. "Is anybody there?" Your voice echoes through the vast, empty hall, but it is met, yet again, with silence. You cannot say you are too surprised, but it is somewhat disappointing. Not one to be deterred, you try again and again, your voice growing louder with each subsequent attempt. No matter how loud your voice, however, it fails to reach any ears. If anybody is here, they do not seem to be particularly sociable. That, or perhaps they simply cannot hear you. Could they be in another room? Yes, that must be it. You will never find that pretty fairy tale princess of your imagination. You will never find that pretty fairy tale princess of your imagination if you stand idle, you know. It is time to get to work. Put those legs of yours to good use. Not knowing what else to do, Is there anything else you can do? You begin to explore.
Hey, Gunnerby is back.
You examine the rooms first on the ground floor of the castle, which are of a similar scale to the impressive entrance hall. Large and richly furnished, but utterly unoccupied. After some time of aimless meanders, you muster the courage to ascend to the second floor.
Now you're getting jumped. Why is that what you read? Listen! I like it when people call you your real name. Breathe, radio, breathe. Breathe, radio.
This floor, too, you examine, wandering through a seemingly endless series of hallways until, at long last, you find a door which is ajar. From between the crack in the door and the jamb, you can see flickering light. Irregular, yes, but it is light nonetheless. Could it be from a fireplace? That would suggest, then, that this room is occupied, unlike all the others. It is with a trembling hand that you press your palm against the door. You push it. Then you step inside the bedchamber, which unveils itself to you. Shyly, you stand in the threshold of the chamber, much of your courage extinguished, and gasp. The bedroom itself is gorgeous. It is a chamber so luxuriant, not even the shadows can obscure the fine craft of the furniture within it, nor the rich patterns on the walls. It is the girl inhabiting the chamber, however, who truly takes your breath away.
Are we finally starting the Yori? Hey! It's the blondie chick girl thing. I saw her a lot when people were talking about this game. Why is she wearing so many bones? That is a question I have. Why is she wearing so many bones? Maybe she wants fish. Looks like a femboy. I hate that I can see it now that you said that. It is totally not me. Wait, I can see it. Yang, if you turned into a shark girl, I can see it. Shark girl princess. She looks like a vampire in those clothes. I'm not one. She's a shark, I love her, but not romantically because she wants women and I'm not one. Nice, Starjo, well done. Get the catnip.
Sitting upon the velveteen sheets of the towering four-poster is a girl in a sumptuous red gown, who seems to be of a like age to you. You do not have a clear view of the girl's face. Her head is bowed, her gaze directed downwards at her lap. You can tell from her hair, however, and from her slender calves, which protrude from beneath the hem of her dress, that she is very pretty. The girl's hair is golden, just like freshly cut wheat, but it is the red of her dress which truly captures your attention. She is so striking you cannot look away from her.
Oh god, what the frick? Why is it just a random doll jump scare? Does she discriminate between trans women and AFAB? If not, then I have a chance. All women are women, and all women are queens.
The girl is not alone in her chamber either. She has a companion, though this companion is not half so endearing as she. In her lap, perched upon her velvet skirt, is a doll. The doll's hair, like that of her mistress's, is golden, though much of it is hidden beneath a bonnet. The girl is adjusting the china teacup held in the doll's tiny hand, while the rim of the cup glints in the light, which exudes from the fireplace.
By the way, none of the characters you meet except one have names, so you can name them. I can name them? She's now Yang or Guro. Which one are we picking?
If the girl is of a similar age to you, it seems strange she would content herself by playing with dolls. Oh, hi, Claxus! Yeah, hello!
Oh, this is your favorite girl? Nice. KB, you gonna, you really gonna do this right now? You really gonna do this right now? You really wanna push it? You really wanna push it? There you go. There you go.
Is she not too old for it? This girl would be more at home, you decide, at a ball wearing an extravagant gown, speaking with wealthy noblemen, perhaps even princes. She should not be sitting in what you presume is her bedchamber, adjusting a teacup in a doll's hand. But you are not afforded much more time to stand there, marvelling at the girl, because she turns.
If anybody is for KB, I'll still put it up. I'm still gonna raise Natalia. Oh, okay, thank you, Oro. Okay, Corbells, Oro, Flappy, Carney. Oh, Corbells did it another time, so that's 5. That's by 25! Thank you all so much for your generosity in torturing KB. Oh, Radio. Radio's doing it as well. Okay, thank you, Radio. There you go. I'm scared of that doll. It looks like it will bleed if you stab it. God, don't. I saw like a game the other day called Dollmare, which is basically you have to sift between haunted dolls and like non-haunted dolls. And like now it's in my head now. We're seeing Yang, not you. Well, I have PTSD because of KB, so.
But you are not afforded much more time to stand. But she turns. She raises her head. Then, her eyes meet yours. You thought the girl pretty when you first observed her, sitting on the edge of her plush, velveteen bed, examining her doll.
Get red flags, get your red flags here, red flags for sale. I mean, she's wearing red. But that might be my favorite colour.
Now she is looking at you, however, her face illuminated by the flames in their grate. You can see you were mistaken. She is not just pretty. She is beautiful, so much so it is breathtaking. She looks as though she has stepped out of the pages of a picture book. She is simply too perfect to belong to this world. Perhaps she is some kind of vision, a waking dream, a hallucination? But no, she is none of those things.
Alright, this is getting gay. Ew. It's getting gay. Gay like you. Hell yeah.
The doll on her lap is a cold, hard thing made of porcelain, and it is unflinchingly, reassuringly real.
Okay, but does she know how to make a grilled cheese? It doesn't matter, I'll make her all the grilled cheeses she wants. Homosexual? Castle of homo, actually.
If she were a mirage, surely she would not be able to handle physical objects such as this. It is strange, though. The doll, though immaculately made, looks oddly imperfect when compared to the girl who is holding it. She is so startlingly beautiful, she even puts man-made representations of feminine charm to shame.
I mean, we're already in a bedroom. Why not get gay? I mean, if she's on the bed already. She's on the bed already. She's actually the best girl in my Stan family on this. Alright, let's see what she has to offer.
The sight of her makes you feel rather weak. You always have had a fondness for fair maidens, haven't you? You are rather hopeless when it comes to them, even worse than a knight errant from a courtly legend. Your aesthetic appreciation is not particularly ladylike, but... well...
The rise of the lesbian itch.
It is not every day a girl encounters an elegant beauty like this, attired in...
Girl in red! It just clicked for me when I read that. Oh my god, it's girl in red. Sorry.
It is not every day a girl encounters an elegant beauty like this, attired in red, illuminated by the firelight. I suppose I can forgive you for this rudeness, as too can the girl. She does not seem to be the type to hold a grudge. Oh, the girl says in a voice that, surprisingly enough, far less refined than her appearance. It is good to see you. I have been waiting. Has she? That is news to you. You blink, perplexed, a response on the tip of your tongue, but you are unable to expel it into the ether. The girl is setting her doll aside. Then she stands, the hem of her dress swishing about her legs. Nimbly, like a ballerina, she canvasses the space between you. Her room is so very large, there is quite a lot of space. Then takes your hands in her own. You must.
I'm trying to think of what kind of voice can I give her? Honestly, Nat is the perfect stand-in for the main character. Am I? Oh, thank you. That's my daughter now. You guys should break dance. Hell yeah. Is it because she's a Valley girl? It'll fit? Do we want to do Valley girl voice for the princess, or do you try a bratty voice?
You must, the girl says, her voice aglow with excitement. Be my new lady's maid. It's been a while, but it's such a relief you finally arrived. I knew you would.
Is that alright? No, try a bratty voice. What kind of princess is she is the question. A princess of gay. Keep the Valley girl. There's a character perfect for it, not the princess. Bratty sounds better. Okay, so there's a Valley girl. There's a different character who'd be good for Valley girl, you saying? Bratty sounds better? Okay, so do you say Valley girl for someone else, are you saying?
You never leave me alone, not when you knew how long I was waiting. Oh, I'm so happy. The girl's good mood is contagious. So much so, you find yourself being swept away in it. You are tempted to accept any identity she might press upon you.
Say Gexa game, hell yeah.
You have never been a maid before, but you might not mind being this girl's maid. She does not seem like a poor mistress to serve, not if she is always this kind. You cannot mask the confusion, however, which flickers across your face. You are not a good enough actress, and, in any case, this is all happening too quickly. Why, you barely know this girl. Why is she being so familiar? It is with blank, bovine eyes that you examine the girl.
Give me one sec, guys, actually. Let me try something. Whoop. Let's move you a bit over here. And then... oh, not what I wanted. Chat, you're covering me up now, enjoy. I'm trying to get it so you can actually see the entire thingy box. Maybe let me just move it a bit more this way. There we go. That should be good. That should be good. Then where am I? I can just make myself a little bit bigger again. There you go.
Your befuddlement is pronounced enough that even the girl, despite her good mood, notices it. She frowns. Then, she says, her fingers sliding away from your own. Or am I?
I've just done the bright voice in because I've rearranged everything I've forgotten. You like us being on top of you, Hannah? Radio!
In front of a lady! Or am I mistaken? Are you not my new lady's maid after all? The disappointment in the girl's face is abundant. So much so, your heart clenches. You do not know her. She is still a stranger. But you are struck, all of a sudden, with the intense desire to appease her. You do not want to let her down. The thought is devastating. You were not aware, you tell her, that you had applied to be her maid, but if that is what she wills, you would not be opposed to it. You pray that she forgives you, though, for your discombobulation. You come from a distant country, and you have travelled for many miles. You know not where you are, and you do not know who she is. What? You don't know who I am? It is regrettable, you tell her, but no, you do not know her, though that is no fault of her own. Why, you have spent such a long time running, you hardly even know yourself. Ah, so you are a fugitive then, from another country? I see. I won't pry into your past then, if you'd rather forget about it. I don't mind sharing my past with you, though. Everybody in this country knows who I am, after all. Or, at least, they should. Now, this is quite the impressive boast. If it were to come from the lips of another, you would find it unpleasantly arrogant. You do not think, however, that this girl is trying to show off. You get the feeling instead that she is merely telling the truth. If you don't have the pleasure of knowing me, then allow me to do the honors. My father and my mother were the king and queen of this realm, and I am its princess. I've lived in this castle all my life, so I don't know much about the outside world, but I know that other countries do exist out there. Oh, bye radio, bye-bye, enjoy work. I presume it is from one of those foreign countries that you come from. It is very good to meet you. I have always wanted to talk to somebody from overseas. It feels like quite the opportunity. The girl giggles at this, and you smile in response.
Slay the princess? I mean, I'm gonna slay the pussy.
You tell her, unthinkingly, that it is your pleasure, really, to meet her. Or, at least, you mean to. You only get halfway through this remark, Job, when the full gravity of what the girl has told you sinks in. You come to a stop. Then, you stare.
Pussy.
Did she just say she was a princess?
Slay that pussy like it's my job.
Yes, that's right. I'm a princess, and one day I'll be a queen, after I've done a little bit of growing up. My ministers don't think I'm ready to run the country just yet, but I've been doing my best at my lessons. One day, I'm sure I'll be the best queen there ever was. So, she really is a princess.
I'm unsubbing. Look, just because you can't handle the pussy doesn't mean I can't.
That makes sense, you suppose, given she lives in a castle. But it comes as a surprise regardless.
Now it just jumps between shock words. Job.
You hadn't...
Oh wait. Grass. Touch grass. Get a job, touch grass, like the Prussie.
If you hadn't known, before you entered this chamber, you were trespassing on a lady of such great renown.
Maybe we should go on a strike. What kind of strike could you go on? Cancel my movie. No! Please, I'm sorry.
Why, if she willed it, she could have executed you for your carelessness. An ugly red flush creeps upon your face, a flush which is far more lurid than the princess's dress, as you look to your feet.
I can handle the bomber clap pussy. Dad, I don't want to charm and play with
Bashfully, you stammer out a new address that you are very sorry for intruding upon her, and you hope that she can forgive you.
Infinite bonking on that. You're gonna have to catch me first. I'm gonna be under the sheets. Can't get me under the sheets. Paying taxes. Hell yeah. You guys gotta pay those taxes. You gotta pay taxes like I'm paying praise to my princess. I could stop writing or write the buttons where someone get our revenge.
Oh, it's all right. Think nothing of it. I don't mind, really. We all make mistakes. And anyway, you weren't to know. You said you weren't from around here. You nod your head in silent affirmation. It isn't a complete lie. You really are not from this country. You are not from this world at all. How wonderful! I look forward to picking your brain later. All of my servants come from the nearby village. Their tales are all the same, and so are their superstitions. I could go with a breath of fresh air. My last lady's maid told me I was too impetuous, but I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting a bit of adventure. Not that I've ever been afforded much of that. I've been shut up in here for so long. I hardly ever get the chance to talk to other girls my age. My last lady's maid was over? She was over me in an instant. That relationship did not last. My last lady's maid was older than me, and so was the one before her, and the one before her. Some of the princess's fair mood seems to dissipate as she speaks, her expression turning, by degrees, into something rather more pensive. But I haven't seen any of my old lady's maids in a while, or any of the other servants for that matter.
I know she meant it figuratively, but why did I shudder at her saying she'll pick her brain? I mean, it's a horror game, she could mean it literally.
They've all disappeared. Now, that is quite curious. How could a household full of servants simply disappear? That, I don't know. This castle was full of servants once. My lady's maids, and my undermaids, and my scullery maids, and my housekeeper, and my cooks, and a large retinue of retainers. They're all gone now, though. I think my ministers must have sent them away. I don't know why they would have done that, though. They didn't explain it to me. But then again, they never explain anything to me. They still treat me like a little girl. It is so tiring. She said that her ministers sent her servants away. What of her parents, the king and the queen? Would they not be the ultimate authorities in the castle's hierarchy? They would, yes, if they were still alive, but they're not. They died a long time ago. I was raised for most of my life by my servants. Oh, you answer, and then you flush. You hadn't known. It's all right. You don't need to apologize. I'm just happy that I have you now. I was getting sick and tired of only having my dolls to speak to. They aren't the best conversational partners. You can imagine so, yes.
Yang is definitely chaotic evil. Yang, this princess seems like she's gonna be chaotic evil. I'm starting to think you are the princess.
You doubt any doll, even one made by a talented artisan with an intelligent face indistinguishable from humans, would be very good at answering back. Oh no, they aren't. They're hopeless at it, really. They're so stony-lipped. You've no idea how much of a relief it is to see you. This castle is so big, and without my servants, it feels so very empty. It gets so lonely here.
Title drop!
Now, that is an interesting turn of phrase. It catches inside your head like a burr. Have you heard it before? You do not have much time to ponder this, however, because the princess is speaking anew, in that curiously conversational manner of hers, which does not seem particularly princessy. Maybe she learnt how to speak from her servants. That would explain why her consonants are so unrefined.
I'm gonna put money down on her being a ghost. Oh, maybe.
Oh, but listen to me, yammering on again. It's a bad habit. I really must put a stop to it. You're probably tired, dear one, from your travels. Would you like me to show you to your room? Yes, the princess announces before you can reply. I think I'll do just that. I might show you a bit around the castle first, though. It's like a maze in here, and I wouldn't want you getting lost. You'll be staying here for quite some time, after all. The princess then hastens to take you on a tour of her home. Fortunately, she does not show all of the rooms in her abode, and neither does she offer very long descriptions as to what the few rooms she does show you are for. She does, however, pause by the kitchens, whereat she offers you some victuals?
Am I saying that right? Victuals? I just got 3 ads. Oh shoot, sorry, Hofna. Within the span of 20 minutes. That should not be a thing. I don't think that should be a thing.
Once the growling in your belly has been satisfied, the princess then resumes her journey. She leads you down a dark, twisting hallway and up a series of equally dark, twisting steps until she arrives, at long last, before a door. The princess pushes this door aside summarily, thus permitting you entrance to a small, humble bedchamber.
Another bed, I was gonna say, I need to stop.
Another bed, another place to slay the pussy. The chamber is not half so opulent as the grand bedroom in which the princess resides, with its resplendent four-poster and its richly patterned wallpaper.
Job! KB, get a job.
This room's ceiling is not as high, and the singular bed shoved against the wall is thin and narrow. The walls are an unassuming beige, and the floor beneath your soles is of warped wood. There is a malodorous scent too, which hangs in the air, one of disuse and general decay. You get the feeling that nobody has slept in this room for quite some time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go shower. Gonna go for a bit so I can shower. Or should I say for a bite? Take a shower. Take a shower, don't be an incel. Take a shower, get a job, touch grass, slay the pussy.
That might explain why it feels so very cold in here.
Bye bye. Princess is perfect, I don't know what you guys are talking about. We'll see.
We'll see how perfect she is when I'm between her legs.
That was so bad, I'm so sorry. The princess's tour of her castle has taught you anything. It is cold in every room in her abode. Okay, I gotta go. Bye, darkest. Bye. Now here we are, the final stop of our tour. This will be your room, dear friend. Still liking. Between her what?
Between her legs. Between her legs inside the pressy.
I hope it's still liking. I'll take my financial spoils for now, Iris. I'm sorry. Please don't summer. Please, hi, Red Hat. You covered it the worst time. You don't need to hear it again. Between her legs inside the prosy. Scary stream, dear God. Hi, Matt Bam. Hello, hello. She repeated it. I said, Red Hat, I said, between her legs inside the prosy. Stay away from her. Why? Why not? I see, Yang gets it. Why not? She's beautiful. She's kind. She probably needs help getting out of that dress. And I want to make her extra comfortable when she's out of it.
The princess, despite her exalted status, looks somewhat uneasy as she observes you. Her eyes upturned like those of a loyal dog's.
My God, I'm wearing headphones. My dad is sitting straight across from me. Prosy. She's not beating the Gooner allegations. Get a job, stay away from her. My job is to please her, and I will please her with my hands, my tongue. There's probably other things, but I can't say them on YouTube without getting demonetized. You're gonna get this stream nuked. You can't say anything. What do you mean I'm gonna get this stream nuked? Do you know chat also affects the stat rate? This stream time takes a... Nah! Job for pussy. Nah. Nah, it's not a job for pussy. If there's pussy, it's a job for me to do. My YouTube admins. I think she's clip farming. Hell no. I mean, Natalia Goon. I know, 2 ends at the end of Goon. 2 ends at the end of Goon. Make it make sense. This stream is getting worse and Actually, be supportive, give him a medal. Wait, for my time, nothing gets the princess. If anything, I'm a bit curious. Hey, nice 0. It's Goon. Thank you, KP, for the alteration. Now, where's Kumo? Kumo is safely at home where he can't hear me thirsting. So many. I'm all cute girls. By the way, can I just say, I do kind of like, just like an off tangent, I do kind of like these games where it lets you just choose one love interest to focus on, rather than it just shoving so many of you at once. Like, that, what's it called, Amnesia Memories, if you guys know that dating sim. It was one of my first ones, actually. And it lets you just straight up pick the person from the root. It doesn't, like, make you do this 10-hour-long prologue in chapter 1 for the game to determine who you should date. You can just instantly pick them, and then it's just whether or not you're good at romancing the person. And Taliafin is about fish. I mean, they say pussy tastes like fish, so I'm kind of digging that dress. Same! Oh my god, do you remember, Saintess? Saintess of the Golden Bow? I finally found a pink dress, like the sisters in it. I got it, I did get it, but it was like, what do you call it? I ordered it. I don't have it yet, technically, but it's ordered. It's not as, like, opulent as that one. Like, it is more of a dress I could wear in everyday thing. But it is the closest in modern fashion I would get to that kind of dress. What is this stream? Listen. Oh my god, let's go, let's go! I got the dress, finally! Finally, thank you again to the people who donated towards that dress. I do really appreciate it. I feel like though if I feel like with this girl though, I feel like if I wanted to dress like this chick, I just have to get a bunch of bones. That right there is one of the only dresses I'd actually wear. Honestly, I love puffy sleeves. Like, honestly, recently especially, or just like during summer month really, I really like puffy sleeves. Like this. I'm not really a long sleeve fan. I'm more of like a puffy up to like halfway up the arm kind of thing. We did fund it. You did fund it. Thank you guys very much. Now back to actually getting the princess in my bed.
Is she concerned about your reaction to this room? Perhaps she's afraid you will turn your nose up at her kindness. For a princess, she is awfully eager to please. She can please me all she wants, I'll just please her right back. This unexpected contrast between the princess...
You can tell I've been hanging out with Mabu and Yuki too much, Jesus. This unexpected contrast between the princess's lofty title and her ingratiating attitude makes you smile. The spikes on the dress really do remind me of shark teeth. I can see her through Shark Week. You're a The room is rather scanty, yes, when it comes to its contents, but it is more than passable. Bows and frills, that's my main taste in dresses. Honestly, yeah, I do like dresses that have bows on the back, and like the ribbon bits aren't as long as the skirt, but like the bits that trail down, if being like a little long, are cute.
It has a roof and 4 walls, and though it is cold, you fancy you will feel warmer once you have slipped beneath the bed sheets, and your body is entangled with hers. The room is not quite so fancy as your dormitory at the conservatoire, and neither is it so large, but it does have one glaring improvement over your previous lodgings. You will not be expected to share it with anybody else, except her, when you've got your hand between her legs and your tongue in her mouth. There is only one bed in this room, and this bed is to belong to you and whoever you invite into it.
The issue is I love boots with heels, and it's kinda difficult to do that with a puffy dress like this. Really? Honestly, I feel like with this kind of dress, like long black boots with heels, and then like some maybe, because obviously a big pattern thing is like grey/white triangles, just get a couple of those on there. I think it would work perfectly. That was not on the text? What do you mean? It was totally there.
You think that the peace and quiet will do you a world of good, so that you can dream about her and your future children. You tell the princess as much, and she smiles. That's good. I was worried you wouldn't like it. I know it isn't much to look at, but it's one of the nicest servants' rooms we have in the castle. Most of the maids sleep beneath the roof, in this teeny tiny room, which is all cramped. There's 10 beds up there, and they're so close.
I'm kind of slipping into thingy.
There's 10 beds up there, and they're so close together. There's like barely any room to pass between them. I thought it was perfectly ghastly when I last saw it, the last time I went up there. Not that I was supposed to be up there.
Wearing dressing is freeing. Any man needs to try it once. Hell yeah. Pussy.
It was a rainy day, and I couldn't go outdoors. So I was doing a bit of exploring. If the housekeeper had known I'd been skulking around, I don't think she would have been best pleased. Well, in any case, nobody sleeps up there anymore. The scullery maids are all gone now. I can't put you up there, though, in the attic with all those empty beds. I don't think it'd be very cheery. You're not just a scullery maid. You're my lady's maid. That means you deserve good lodgings. It'd be an insult to offer you any less than this.
You got in a cold shower! I mean, can she join me in the shower?
housekeeper's warned me enough times. You reassure the princess to the contrary, smiling as you do so. You do not mind if she talks too much. That is better than not talking at all. Her affable nature makes it easier to spend time with her, manners be damned. You were always scolded too, back in the conservatoire, for your behaviour. You know full well how aggravating it can be to be upbraided, not for any particular misdemeanour, but for being yourself. Well, I'm glad you understand, the princess answers with a giggle. I really should be off though. It's bad manners to keep you, especially when you look sleepy. You look so sleepy. Get some rest, we can talk tomorrow if you don't mind my ceaseless prattle. I'm glad you seem to appreciate it, at least. Though I'm sure you'll get tired of it eventually. All of my old maids did.
No, come back, we were meant to spend the night together. Nah, hot shower or no join. Alright, then I'll boil the water myself.
The princess departs, and in her absence, you take a seat upon the bed. Your new bed.
Wait, Yang, are you now the spokesperson for the princess?
You cannot help but think this is all happening very quickly.
Lukewarm fire, no pussy. I don't get any of the pussy.
It does not seem like very long ago that you were still in the forest, running for your life amongst the tall, imposing trees, with their gnarled, grasping branches. The forest might as well be a distant memory now, though.
How are you gonna boil the water yourself? I'm gonna get it in a huge container. I'm gonna pick up that container. I'm just gonna shake it vigorously until I've activated all the atoms. Have them all bouncing around to the point where the bottle is boiling hot and my hands are turning red from the heat. I just took a lukewarm shower. For me, it depends on the weather. Like, if it's winter, I prefer, like, the hottest shower possible. But if it's, like, summertime, I do prefer lukewarm.
You are indoors, inside a castle no less, and you have been given a room to sleep in which to sleep, and clothes that you might wear.
Shouldn't you say the energy we had, you know, for the... Hell yeah.
Get those 2 fingers ready.
It's premature still to declare that you're out of the woods. In a metaphorical sense, I mean. But things certainly could be worse.
Oh my god. You force yourself to stand on legs which feel too weary to support you, and change into the night clothes hanging in the wardrobe. The night clothes do not fit you perfectly, but you are too tired to care about that.
So, am I the only one who's curious about the doll from earlier? It could be completely wrong, it's just a doll, but I could easily see it being a plot point. Maybe. Thinking of it like that, it kind of reminds me of it. Is it? No, it's not Ebe, it's, Madhouse, I think it was, that one, that game. Need some water, gang, she's dehydrated. Listen, I've been out of the ocean for a bit.
You're too tired to care about much of anything.
Nat, stop drinking Coke and drink water. Hey, don't compare me to Asmongold.
You retreat to the bed and slide beneath its sheets. Then, you let your eyelids fall shut.
When does Yuri Hatsune Miku get introduced? Oh, that's me. You exhale. Duello! We're doing great, nice to see you. I feel like I need another shower, but with holy water after watching this stream. Roach neck, ew, no, Asmongold sucks. Have you seen the state of his room? Jesus Christ, I am not inviting that into my house. By the way, Anakin is not here, poor Anakin. No, Anakin! Oh yeah, I saw Miku in Crossworlds. Joker and that dude from Yakuza is in it too, aren't they?
And lulled by the breeze which blows outdoors, you fall asleep.
She's always been down bad for women, exactly. Honestly, I can't even deny it. Women are pretty, and I'd like to kiss them. A lot. This stream is so getting deleted in the morning.
so very tired. Your sleep is a deep, dark one, darker even than the furthest abysses of the nighttime. Like the nighttime sky, however, which shimmers with stars, your sleep is not devoid of those prismatic fragments you humans call dreams. Though, in this case, I rather think your nocturnal imaginings are worth rather more than that. They are not dreams, are they, to which your slumbering mind is subjected? You know that they are not. Otherwise, your body would not be so very cold, not so clammy. The images that flicker beneath your closed eyelids, like the ghostly images in a kaleidoscope, were not conjured from within your mind. They were, instead, taken from your memories. You are not merely dreaming. You are remembering.
She had a horn dog dreams like the princess as well. Listen. Pretty women are pretty. They don't have to be a princess, because I'm gonna treat all of them like queens. I'm gonna let them sit on my face like it's a throne.
You remember the girls who slept in your dormitory, and how they always hastened to use the shower first, so you were last for breakfast. You remember how, when you finally did arrive at the dining hall, the most desirable morsels had already been snaffled up by the girls who got there earlier. You struggled too to find a seat once you finally did get your hands on some food, because nobody ever wanted to sit with you.
I think you should go to horny jail, bro. Send me there yourself. 100 Nazos is 1 euro game, it's never getting ended.
The other girls all acted like you were a leaper, save for when they wanted favors. They never asked for these favors, mind, for why would they? To them, your father's prestige did not matter. They were all wealthy ladies too, many of them wealthier than you. When everybody has the airs and graces of a princess, how is anybody supposed to stand out?
Nah, stop being so damn bad. Can't make me. Okay, whatever, yeah, I'll send you there, brat. Bring it, come here right now. Drag me. I'll be yelling about the pussy the entire time.
You stood out the least in your class, perhaps, because you were one of the smallest, the frailest, the sickliest, who always came down with colds in the winter.
You ain't oral.
Your poor health did not stop the other girls from treating you as a servant, though. When they remembered that you existed, of course.
Only Oro calls me a brat. Hey, yo. He doesn't own the word brat.
It was your lot in life, as you dwelt within the stone walls of the conservatoire, to carry school bags across the field, like a pack mule.
And she has another yandere woman to simp for real. Hell yeah. Ash by Crimson Grey? Hell yeah. But Nat ain't a brat, nor a new. Thank you. Middle-aged female streamer continuously screams the word pussy at 10 p.m. Oh god, it is 10 p.m, Jesus.
Then, come the evenings, the girls in your dormitory had you sewing on missing buttons and ironing out the creases and wrinkles in their uniforms. If there was an odd job that needed performing, you would always be asked. But these girls did not ask you. That would have been too civilized.
I can't go to jail, 'cause I'm gonna kiss a girl.
They ordered you instead, and, as they ordered you, they laughed at you.
Middle-aged streamer screams pussy and she gets dragged to jail, GG. I ain't going back to jail!
They laughed, and they laughed, and they laughed. The laughter hurt, but it hurt considerably less than the kicks did, and the slaps, and the pinches.
You're going to jail for being a gooner, bro, don't even. You're literally called K Gooner B. If I'm going to jail, you're gonna be my cellmate. And for having blue hair. It's Pride Month, you can't arrest me for having blue hair and pronouns.
Once, during an embroidery lesson, one of your classmates had an accident with her sewing scissors. She stumbled, or at least, she pretended to. Before you knew it, the silvery blades of those scissors were embedded in your left palm.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, the scissors were going through my hand. Like, they were stuck in just the palm, or did they just go straight through? Jesus.
This happened quite some time ago, when you were even littler than you are now. But you can still remember it. It hurt a lot. The scissors were sharp, and they perforated your skin. Not all the way down to the bone, but enough to bleed. Oh, thank God.
What is this game? This is It Gets So Lonely Here, which is a horror Yuri visual novel. Basically, you get to kiss women as they, I don't know, they massage your organs or something, I don't know.
Your wound bled bright red, like strawberry jam, all over your embroidery. Then, when your professor saw it, she shrieked. Her face turned as pale as way, and she looked, for a few moments, as though she might faint, though you were the one who was in pain.
I'm about to start a crusade for public decency because of Nat. My God, all of you are so... What happened to freedom of expression, huh? Fuck public decency, hell yeah.
Your professor looked at your face. She could not bear to look at your hand, then demanded to know why you could not be more careful. Her tone had been an accusatory one, almost as if you had stabbed yourself in the hand with your scissors to goad her. The pain in your hand hurt, but the giggles of your persecutors hurt all the more. They never were punished for that. Perhaps your professor did not care enough to punish them. Perhaps she, like everybody else, thought it was all your fault.
Welcome in, Brackene. Sesbian likes the game. Sesbian likes the game with a little bit of horror. I wonder where my pancreas has gone. She wants to eat my pancreas.
The wound, when all was settled and done, was not too deep. You did not even need any stitches. It healed well enough in time, on its own, though it still left a scar, a white, raised thing, like a crescent moon.
Sesbian likes brutal edition.
I can be as brutal as she wants me to be. You still have that scar.
Why would she eat your pancreas? No, it's a name of a manga! It's the name of a manga! Chill, it's the name of a manga.
You do not know how much blood you lost. It seemed like a lot back in the classroom. You could smell it in the air, sharp as an iron. But it could not have been that much, evidently. If your wound had been more serious, perhaps your professor might have cared. Perhaps your classmates, too, would have felt some modicum of guilt over what they did. But this seems very unlikely. You know that your blood meant nothing to your classmates. Why should it? If you meant next to nothing, then the blood in your veins, if such a thing was possible, was even more inconsequential. You feel disoriented when you awake, at long last, with the rising of the sun. You do not remember what you dreamt, but you do not think that your dreams were of a particularly pleasant nature.
What about eating someone? Maybe one of these roots.
If they were, your heart would not be hammering so. Ill at ease. You glance around. Shard Smith, hello, welcome in. Would you like a hug? I would love a hug, thank you. Honestly, it's a bit of a scary game, so hugs are appreciated. You are lying in a narrow bed in an unremarkable room, one with dull beige walls and a warped wooden floor. Where exactly are you? This does not look like your dormitory in the conservatoire, not unless it has shrunk threefold overnight. Your brow furrows as you attempt to recall the events of the night prior, until, with a gasp, it all clicks into place. It is not scary, you queer. I have yet to see anything scary other than the doll. But I'm sorry, you don't consider someone's hand getting stabbed freaky? I think that whole amputation thing should get dropped. Yeah, let's not go there. For the sake of Star Joe's sanity, let's maybe not go there again. You remember now. You were running through the woods, trying to escape from... You shudder. You do not want to think of it. Think of what it was you were trying to escape from. You presume that you must have given your hunter the slip, though, because you are still in one piece, awake and alert enough to face the dawning of a new morning. You still have all of your limbs, and your facial features appear to be in the correct configuration. That is more than enough to be getting along with. You look to the foot of your bed, then blink, bemused at your discovery. So psychological horror? A little bit, yeah. You can see, lying upon the sheets, a garment. 2 garments, actually, of black and white, folded into a neat white square. Why is everybody screaming about the one piece? The one piece you should be focusing on is that one piece of extremely fine ass on the princess. What could that be? A maid that... Fuck, do I not have it on my PC? Fuck. I don't have my maid outfit on here. Fuck. Never mind. I was gonna switch, but I can't. If so, it would not be too surprising. You could now recall your visit with the princess the night prior, and her assertions that you must be her lady's maid. Now you're under arrest for damn bad behavior. You'll never take me alive! Well, if that's the role she wants you to assume, you have no qualms of it. I'll get it away, I'll never put it on, you can't make me. Everybody has to wear a maid outfit at one point in their lifestyle, Joe. Everybody has to wear it. Everybody in this chat has to wear a maid outfit. So why don't we just all get it over with together and put it on right now, You press your fingers against the humble maid's attire. It feels surprisingly soft to the touch. Not coarse like you expected. These clothes are rather fine. Did the princess put them there? I'd rather be naked, Jesus. But what if it's got puffy sleeves? Yang, what if it's got puffy sleeves? If so, that is all the more reason to wear them. You are not churlish enough to deny her hospitality. All of you are cowards. Wear a maid outfit, you cowards. You rise from your new bed, then undress yourself, unbuttoning the front of your plain white nightgown and setting it aside. The task This task accomplished, you then clad yourself in your new attire. Black, light, and eminently sensible. You feel very far away from the girl you once were. Your face might be the same as always, but something within you seems to have changed. The desire for the pussy. You are no longer a student. Not as long as you mean to reside within the princess's castle. Jesus. We Yada Roach Girl ASMR keeps you in her home, and one of her lines is like, have a week old McBurger, week old, you can't have it, I ain't multi. I don't even know what that means. I can't even tell what that means, but I'm gonna do 2 push-ups, so I can handle a princess dress when a maid outfit is where I draw the line. It would tie my ass look flattering, I tell you. Listen, it's not the ass that maid outfits accentuate, it's the hips and the bust. You need to think about your other assets, okay? Because believe me, everything can be flattered. You just gotta wear it right. Okay, let me do the 2 push-ups while my back is absolutely killing me, by the way. I can't tell if I pulled a muscle in my back or I really need to crack my back, but I've like had a pain in my lower back since like Saturday. And it's gotten worse. No, Sunday actually, and because I wasn't streaming Sunday. It just keeps getting worse since Sunday. 1, 2, there we go. Oh god, it actually hurts to stand up. Shoot, a second. Okay, I'm up. You would far rather be her servant. Hell yeah, I want to serve her with everything I've got. Mabu was right. What do you mean? What was Mabu right about? At this point we need to pay for that chiropractor too. Honestly, I keep thinking I need to go to a chiropractor, so I hate to say it, but you can put the chiropractor comment at least since I'm wrong. Maybe not the paying part, but like... no, not the paying part, but like the bit about going to a chiropractor. Are the curtains moving or am I actually schizo? I don't see any curtains, I'm afraid. Assured of your newfound identity, you retreat from your chamber and make your way to your mistress's bedroom. Chat, nobody clip me calling her mistress out, okay? No, nobody... How much does the chiropractor cost? I don't actually know, let me check. Chiropractor average costs. First chiropractic visit for consultation, examination, and initial treatment can range from £50 to £100, while subsequent sessions typically cost between £30 to £50. However, costs can vary based on factors like location, chiropractor's experience, and specific treatments required. So, like, the highest end of which it would cost if I went for, like, 2 sessions would be 150, I guess. Wait, is that stained glass window? Hell yeah, it is. And what do you think about dono streams? What do you think about dono streams? I mean, I did a dono week, remember, for the birthday. I'll DIY your surgery for free. Pam suggested a roach girl, so the only one true roach is the Roach King. Jesus Christ. I've actually seen a roach ASMR, but it wasn't a roleplay one. It was a trigger ASMR by Josie B. I think I've mentioned her before. She's massive, so you probably heard of her. But she did one where, like, you're a roach and you come into her room and she does your makeup with her expired makeup. Oh, stained glass windows, it can be so pretty. They can. One of my friends, she doesn't live there anymore, but... Well, her parents, when we were kids, lived in a place where they had, like, roses and, like, stained glass windows that had roses on them. It was absolutely gorgeous. I was so jealous. The castle is a large one with many, many rooms and many, many hallways connected to connect them. And for a brief while, you find yourself horrendously lost. No, Cedric got an ad. Oh dear, wait, I just read the surgery comment. I mean, if you can sort out my back for free, who am I to judge? You are beginning to feel rather disoriented when, to your relief, your eyes snag upon a stairwell which looks rather familiar.
I don't live close to any stained glass, I think it's just the church. Typically it is just churches in the UK as well, but there are some houses where on the doors, if they have windows on them, they'll typically have either frosted or stained glass, just so you can't stare into a person's home, but it just looks pretty. Though that's a lot more when I was like younger. Nowadays most people just like wooden or whatever doors, whatever you make out of doors. Oh crap.
Could this...
Oh wait, I didn't read the last line.
You are beginning to feel rather disoriented when, to your relief, your eyes snag upon a stairwell which looks rather familiar. Could this be the way? You ascend these steps, your footfalls cushioned by the plush carpet which lines them, then find your way down the very same hall you traversed the night prior. If your memory does not fail you, then the princess's bedroom ought to be... Yes, it is here. You rap upon the door, but receive nothing in the way of a response.
Ace my yandere is mad that you get blue stained glass on your house. Or you got new stained glass on your house.
Is the princess still abed? You wonder briefly whether you oughtn't wait until she has risen of her own accord. But no. The sun is high in the sky, and it would seem a shame to let the princess sleep through the day. You ought, instead, to rouse her.
Alright, I gotta go. Katie, no! Stay! Stay for the pussy! By Kevin B. Oh god, I just realized I still haven't sent you this shit for Kumo. I'm so sorry, dude. I will send that after stream, I promise.
It seems like the sort of duty a lady's maid should attend to. You enter the princess's bedroom and glance about. Her room looks much the same as you remember it from the night before, though the ceiling seems even higher when viewed in the wan morning's light.
Yandere procedural, hell yeah. I wonder if there's any game based on Ed's game? I have no idea. Said I will send you the Kumo thing. I just said I would.
You can see, now that there are fewer shadows to impede your view, how very opulent your young mistress's abode is. Her armoire is large and imposing, as is the grate in which you will be expected to keep a fire lit during the nights. The princess herself, meanwhile, is curled on her side beneath the sheets, looking rather less grandiose than her title would suggest. She is attired in a nightgown adorned with frills, and her hair is spilt across her pillow like spilt gold.
How much do you think we'd get if we cut her hair off?
In her slender arms, meanwhile, held to her chest, is a doll, the very same one she was cosseting last night. You suppose this doll must be her favorite? Idly, you wonder what the doll's name is, though you do not suppose it matters all that much. It is time to wake your mistress, still sewn tightly shut, and her lips pursed in slumber. You suppose you must wake her with a kiss, and a little more than that if she does not rouse fast enough. With consent. With consent! You purse your lips too, and sigh.
Hey, no touching the hair, do not listen. If it looks like spilled gold, could get a pretty penny for it. Could pay for the chiropractors with it.
Well, nobody ever said your job would be easy. Once again, you call to the princess, And this time, she replies. Her response is not a favorable one, however. She sighs, then turns away from you, her doll clutched to her chest. Just give me a little longer. The princess sounds so enfeebled, but you do not take pity on her. If you have learnt anything from the conservatoire, save for knowledge pertaining to the respiratory tracts of fish, is that one must be cruel to be kind. You do not think this adage was practiced with any great success in the conservatoire, but perhaps it will have more of an impact upon the princess. You tell her, once again, to wake up, more sternly this time. You will not let her sleep, for she has slept long enough already. It is very slovenly, really, to still be abed at such an hour. No. Defeated, the princess sighs. All right. I can see that I can't twist you around my little finger.
Gorgeous, darling. Absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to see this sight every morning when I wake up.
I'm up. You don't need to nag me. Once you have roused the princess from her bed and you have put her doll to one side, you sit upon her toilet. You aid the princess in the brushing of her hair, a chore to which she submits willingly, like a cat might allow its fur to be brushed. You allow yourself to ponder as you run the bristles of the princess's brush through her hair, how wonderfully soft it feels against your skin.
I want to bury my head in it, my face in it. Also, does she go to sleep with her hair braided? That seems uncomfortable.
Oh, bye, Claxus. Good night, Zero. Night, Duello.
See, cat girl, literally me. Hell yeah.
But a curious query from the princess. Are you all right, dear one? Brings you back to your senses. You were rather lost in thought there. Look lively now. You wouldn't want the princess to catch wind of your salacious thoughts, would you?
Hell yeah, I would. It would make things move along a lot faster.
I thought you had learnt your lesson about that already. Suitably chastened, you finish with the princess's hair, then set the brush aside. Now that the princess's tresses have been taken care of, you must start on her attire. The princess remains seated upon the edge of her bed, looking up at you askance. She does not ask you to avert your eyes, nor does she make any motion of divesting herself of her nightgown. It really does seem as though she expects you to undertake this task on your own. Is that all right? You ask the princess as much. You would not wish to impinge upon her modesty, but she only laughs. Yes, that's all right. It's what you're supposed to do if you're to be my lady's maid. I'm used to being dressed and undressed. I'm not a bit squeamish about it. She might not be squeamish about it, but you are.
So, Command, if you check that off stream, we'll do.
You have never seen a naked woman before, excepting yourself. Even then, however, you have always dressed and undressed furtively, not wanting to examine your body for longer than is strictly necessary. You have never much liked the way that you look. You make a few more mumbled objections, but the princess sweeps them to one side easily. It's all right. I might be a princess, but we're both people underneath all of our clothes. I doubt we look much different. You are not sure about that. You have not yet seen the princess unadorned, but you already know to look at her face, that you are different. She is much, much prettier than you are. But she is waiting, and you do not wish to keep her any longer. Sorry. You steady your nerves. Then you reach out with trembling hands, and you begin to undo the buttons which run down the front of the princess's nightgown. You work as quickly as you are able, which, given how badly your hands are shaking, is not very. You fumble with a couple of the buttons, flinching as you do so. The princess, however, seems blissfully unaware of what it is exactly you are doing, or not doing, for your fingers have begun to seize up with the front of her nightgown. She is not even looking at you. Instead, her gaze is directed beyond your shoulder to the windowsill and the sky beyond it. It isn't particularly sunny, but I don't think it's too cold outside. Going for a walk might not be a bad idea. What do you think, dear one?
Well, it's 2 hours now, I realise. How long has stream been going on for actually now you see it? Are you an elemental? What the freak? That was epic. Oh! Didn't mean to do that. Oh, no.
You think that you would like to finish undressing the princess as soon as possible, so you can make some progress on dressing her again. The sight of all of this exposed skin is bad for your heart. Fortunately, you are able to make quick work of the princess's nightgown despite your initial mishaps, spurred on perhaps by your anxiety. You bid the princess to stand, which she does, and neatly she steps out of her nightgown, her motions once again as graceful and as fluid as a dancer's. This task completed, you search hurriedly, worriedly, for the princess's red dress. Where is it? You cannot find it. Sweat begins to prickle on the back of your neck. Your palms, meanwhile, feel uncomfortably clammy. The moments pass awkwardly, uneasily as you search, the princess standing there all the while as naked as the day she was born. My god. You get that love? Like, I know I've been making some jokes and whatnot, but I feel bad having to just stand there naked. She must be freezing. Why did you not find her day dress before you stripped her of her night one? What a fool you are. The princess, noting your panic, giggles, then says, "Are you looking for my dress?" "Yes," you reply, your face flushed. "That is what you were doing." "I thought so. I did wonder before you started dressing why you'd not ask me where it was. Maybe it slipped your mind?" It had slipped your mind, yes, to your shame. You were too busy trying not to fixate upon the princess's bared skin to think about how best to conceal it. Gay. So gay, so gay. Good night, Bola.
Palm sweaty, mom spaghetti. Let me get her nice and ready for me in the bed. Let's get hot and steamy together.
My dress is in my armoire, the princess says, glancing over to the aforementioned piece of furniture. That armoire of hers is an intricately carved wooden structure, large enough, or so you estimate, to fit inside it enough dresses to attire a whole ballroom's worth of princesses. I'd like to wear the red one. It's my favourite. Would you be a dear and fetch it for me? I don't want to rush you, but it is rather cold in here, especially while I'm still naked. She raises a good point.
Who do you think simps harder, Nat or the MC?
I think we all know the answer to that question. You turn away from the princess and make your way to her armoire. Once there, you open its wooden doors and peruse the clothes hanging within. It is just as you expected. Inside that wardrobe lies numerous dresses, all of them finely sewn and decorated with no shortage of ribbons, lace, and iridescent pearls. You find the princess's red dress soon enough, then hurry to her side.
Hey!
With your spoils in hand, you hurry to dress her, concealing once again the princess's pale skin beneath layers upon layers of soft red velvet.
I love how we were saying that, but her shoulders are just completely exposed.
She's easier to look at now, you think, with her skin concealed. That might have been the most nerve-wracking task you have ever had to accomplish, even more so than your perilous escape through the foggy forest. Why, it seems a small miracle you can still remember how to breathe. That's much better. Thank you, dear one, for your help. You've not been here for a full day, but I already wonder what I'd do without you. Shyly, you assure the princess that you did nothing really, nothing beyond your job. You did not do anything incredible. And in any case, being complimented by someone so pretty is embarrassing. Oh, don't be like that. I want to compliment you. Why shouldn't I, when you've been so helpful? It'd be rude not to. And anyway, I think you're very pretty too. Oh my, your face flashes from this, more deeply than ever before. You ought to count yourself lucky, really, what with all this excessive blushing, that the princess does not seem to possess any vampiristic tendencies.
I'm sorry, Zero. Your theory about her being a vampire is not right. Or at least, for now, it could be foreshadowing. We'll see.
You are making yourself quite the easy target. Now, the princess declares, why don't we go for a walk? It's a nice enough day, and I get so very bored of being cooped up inside. You can't think of any particular objections to raise to this remark, and you think the princess might have a point. The castle, though expansive, is somewhat stifling. The walls are so very thick, they put you in the mind of a crypt. With your acquiescence assured, the princess quits her chamber, her posture elegant, and her gait unhurried.
I think, let me check time. Let me just check what time we're at. Oh, we've got a bit weird. Okay, we're back. Yeah, considering we've like just about passed the 2-hour mark, and it seems like we've come to like a decent save point here. I think I'm gonna call it today here, and then next time we play we'll finish the princess's route. So now I'm not playing it myself and actually considering what she's saying, she does genuinely kind of sound like me. Ew. Sorry, oh god damn it, I'm so sorry. FYI, it ain't that long. I know I've read it on the thing, but if my experience with Sonic the Sonic the Hedgehog game has taught me anything, that if it says 2 to 3 hours, reading that means more 3 to 4, potentially even 5 hours. Actually, my theory was that she was a ghost, so my theory is still alive. Ah, okay. We didn't get 20 likes. Hey guys, can we get to 20 likes? Can we get to 20 likes, chat, please? Okay, now I see. I'm so sorry, Diamond. I didn't notice you were back. I'm so sorry. I didn't see it till after I said it. Finish the princess, or at least only like 30 minutes left, I'd say. I am just gonna have to say that we're gonna finish it next stream, because I have a feeling that even though it's 30 minutes reading time, it's probably like an hour of thingy time. Maybe 40. Oh, we did get the like goal. I didn't even know we set a like goal. When did that happen? Need to go like a little longer. I'm considering you taking your time with it. Are you sure? Okay, I'll play for an extra half hour if... It's at 38. I completed it from here in like 20. It was to keep me alive. Oh no! 20 likes that I stay alive. Oh. Because the thing is, I'm not sure. I feel like the thing is I'm gonna play all the routes, so I may as well finish this bit here, and then next time do the last 30 minutes of the princess's route, and then we can go on to do the village route and the shore route, whoever's there. Because I am gonna come back and I am gonna finish all the routes on this game, and I'm quite curious to see about the chick who's on the cover of this one. Hello, Diamond. Hello, hello. But all the routes are about the same length about, so that's fair. What do what you feel is best, Natalia? I think what is best then is to just wait for next stream. Sorry, I just started messing around with the pen. But yeah, God, it's really... I think in like 20 or 30 minutes at most we should be done. Next stream better be next week since it's still Pride. It will be next week, don't worry. Just want to inquire by the end of stream. I will, don't worry, Stalgio, I will. You know, if we can get this video to 10,000 likes. I don't know. I'm heading out and I don't know what's good. Yeah, that's another reason why I think we should call it here, because a lot of people seem to be leaving as well. Like KB, Bola, Zero is still here, I think, though I thought they said they were going to bed. I know Diamond just came back, but a lot of people have been saying they're going to bed or they're like calling it for the night, so... And Koi Bell's just dead, so... I think it'd be better just to end it here and then we can do it with everyone in next stream, if that makes sense. I don't think we're reaching 10k likes. If everybody likes 1,000 times, though. Yeah, if people want to see my finisher, let's not rob them of that. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Okay. Yeah, we will be ending here. We'll be ending here. I'm just gonna double save because I have paranoia over because of Pokemon. Yeah, so we'll call it here for today. Whoop! I thought that was Texan. So you want to turn to main menu? Yes. Ooh, that was a good transition with the music. You have what? Unrelated horror note, would Ted... let's not talk about real people, please, in chat. I get it's like horror related, but I'd rather not discuss topics like that in my chat because involving individuals from sensitive matters, whether that be like what he did or political or just anything, I'd rather not bring it up I'd rather not have to start that kind of discussion in chat. I'm still here. I noticed that I wasn't. Oh, someone just. It's okay, mostly just. I haven't really. I guess I haven't really specified that. I don't think I've specified that in the rules. If you do just want to know what's safe to chat about, just check the description. And it will show you what chat rules we're comfortable with and with what also just YouTube's regulations. I've returned. Sorry, desktop. We've just ended. We're just ending now, I'm afraid. Yeah, but it's by the way, again, mostly it's okay. You weren't aware. I just thank you for respecting the chat boundary, if that makes sense. Read the rules, gang. I need to find... Okay, this isn't because this seems to happen a decent bit where someone will say something like that is like kind of technically against... That is like something that's against chat rules, but it's like obviously it's a they didn't really know situation. So I need to figure out how to do that thing where some chats I've been in, some streamers chats I've been in, the rules pop up first and you have to confirm that you've read them to be able to go forward into their chat, or like like talk in their chat. So I'd like to do something like that. I don't want to like have a time ban thing, like you have to wait 10 minutes to type in chat, but I would just like, I need to figure out how to have that pop up. I read the rules, I just refuse to follow them. You say that, you're one of the biggest rule followers in this chat. You are one of my mods on Discord. My grandma always said that even though we Dutch, she always went, "See you later, alligator," and I went in a wild crocodile. Oh, that's cute. But yeah, that was the beginning of the princess route, and it gets so lonely here. I had a great time, honestly, doing this. I've been wanting to play another visual novel in ages, especially a Yuri one. So there's a Discord desktop. Do not even start with me. You should get YouTube mods to enforce this kind of stuff, in my opinion. Maybe the same mods from Discord. I was considering that. I am going to make a couple other people Discord mods that I know personally, just to like help with things, but this is so random. I know it was, but it was fun. It was fun. Thank you again, Klaxis, for recommending this game. This was honestly a blast. And yeah, if you guys want to suggest any games, either do so on Twitter, where like, if I would say with my schedules, if you guys want to recommend a game over on Twitter, just like reply to one of my schedules being like, hey, it'd be really cool if you played this game, or put it in, obviously if you're in the Discord, put it in the suggestions tab on Discord. And if you aren't in the Discord yet and you'd like to join, just go to my description here on my YouTube channel, or my little info thing, whatever it's called. Click on that, there will be a link to the card, and that card will have a link to the Discord. Or someone in chat can put it in chat. I think I also put a link to it in my stream descriptions, but eh. 40% I was lucky focused on stream. And I'm such a strict follower of the rules you can measure with me. Hell yeah. It's a cutesy game. It is quite cute. I like it's like more horror in atmosphere than in action, even if there is some dark subject matter in it. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining. I hope you all have had a wonderful time here, and I hope you continue to have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are. Love you guys. Bye bye.